Every day I talk to people, regular people that have jobs, all the way to business owners that manage tons of employees. And the common theme is that they're spending all of their time doing things that could be either fully automated by AI or significantly cut back the amount of time needed with AI. And so in this video, I just wanted to provide 3 or 4 action steps that you can take to improve your life, your business, your job with artificial intelligence. No fluff, no BS, no, hypothesis about what's going to happen in the future. What you can do right now, today in 2025 to use AI to your advantage. And I hope that you listen to this video because this is truly one of the most revolutionary tools in the history of the world, if not the most. So let's get into it. I think this is going to help you a lot. Number one is custom projects. So everyone uses LLMs, whether you use ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, take your pick, DeepSeek. We all like these LLMs. Everyone's pretty much using them. They're replacing Google, et cetera, et cetera. One thing that these LLMs are getting better at, but not fully there yet, are using memory from your previous conversations. And maybe you have a task that you have to repeat every day, multiple times a day, multiple times a week, multiple times a month. This is where custom projects comes in. So when you create a custom project, you literally just go into your LLM of choice. They're all called projects and all of them. So you click the project section and you can train it on specific data. And so that could be you just typing in what it is that this project's for. Usually best practice is going to be have some documents that have information inside of them and you can upload them to the project. So a great example is, I use YouTube. I use a custom project for my YouTube videos. I've pulled transcripts from about 30 videos that performed really well from other channels that I really liked, and I uploaded them into a document. And then I had another document that was a deep research report from ChatGPT about how to create good YouTube videos. And I upload both of those videos into the custom project in ChatGPT, and I give it instructions. The instructions are pretty long, but it's essentially just saying, hey, we are here to write really good YouTube scripts. We're going to feed you raw information, and you're going to spit out high-quality YouTube scripts based on the data that we gave you. So this is one example, because I'm trying to write a YouTube script every single day. It takes forever. But if instead I can brain dump information and have it give me the script, it saves me an hour a day at least. So that's one example of custom projects. You can only imagine, there's so many different use cases for this, and I'd encourage you to just take some time and think about, what am I doing daily? What am I doing weekly? What am I doing monthly that I want to automate or speed up the process of? And if you do that, custom projects become a very effective tool to just increase your workflow and increase your productivity. Okay, next up is AI agents. And AI agents, in my opinion, have gotten more hype than they deserve because I do think that in the future they're going to be unbelievable. They're still pretty crazy and very effective and very helpful. So AI agents are amazing for researching complex information, learning about a topic, and combining all of that information into a cohesive document. It can build websites for you. It can create strategic plans based on information that you give it. It can help plan vacations with real-time data. If you say, hey, I want to go travel the coast of California and I only want to stay in 4-star hotels, but they all need to be under $300 a night, it can do that for you. There's a pretty endless amount of applications for AI agents, but what I personally use them for a lot is research and implementation. So as a fractional CMO, I work with a lot of businesses, and as I get started, before, the first month of working with a client would be me learning everything I possibly could about the industry, the niche, the business. Now I can automate almost all of that and shortcut the amount of time it takes me to get results for that client. Because I go to my favorite AI agent, which is Manus AI, and I say, hey, this is the client I'm working with. These are the competitors. This is our goal. I need you to research everything that's working in this space, everything that's not working, so on and so forth. You obviously want to give it a really good prompt. And then I want you to create a custom website with your findings that I can reference in the future as we build out and implement this strategy. So AI agents are incredible. Another example, you could say, go build a go-to-market strategy for a SaaS healthcare company. You could say, I'm moving to Atlanta, Georgia, and I need to find the top 5 gyms in the area that do high rocks training. I'm just making up examples here, but you get the idea. So AI agents can literally replace days of Googling, researching, documenting, and it can just give it to you in a very cohesive manner. So like I was saying, Manus AI is my favorite tool, but there's also Google Deep Research. And there's also ChatGPT Deep Research. These deep research tools are not quite as automated as Manus, because Manus will literally take actions that it thinks makes the most sense, whereas the deep research tools will more so respond to your prompts. But nonetheless, it's incredibly helpful, and I use it every single day, so I recommend you do as well. Like I said, this tool can literally, if you use it the right way, replace hours a week of work. And it's really good work that it has too. The output's unbelievable. So number 3, how can we use AI to improve our life, speed up our workflow, make us more productive, save us time, make us money, etc.? It's a little bit unconventional, but it's something I'm sure you've heard of before, and it's deep thinking with AI. So the value in going to therapy is that you have a neutral third party, and that neutral third party listens to your inputs, your prompts, if you will, about what you're dealing with in your life, and then they can give you unemotional, unattached advice. Well, you guessed it, AI can do the same thing, and the difference is AI is a billion times smarter than any therapist. No offense to therapists, it's the smartest thing in existence, right? It's got all of the data in the history of the world combined to reference at a moment's notice. So maybe you're stuck in a business challenge. You're stuck and you can't get past it. Well, you feed it all the data and you say, hey, how do we get out of this hole? How do we come back from this? How do we get around this obstacle? It feeds you information back, and it's just this flywheel effect. Maybe you're getting super emotional about something in your relationship, or you have a big life decision you have to make. Well, wouldn't it be nice to have a neutral genius third party give you feedback? That's exactly what AI can do. I mean, to the T, that's what AI can do. So deep thinking with AI, outsourcing deep thinking in a sense to an emotional third party is incredibly valuable. And even better, the more you use these tools, whatever your tool of choice is, it learns more and more about you, your habits, your vices, things you're good at, things you're not good at, your weaknesses, your strengths. And it just is going to get better and better. It's so obvious to me how the future of really therapy, but just, life advice as well, is going to be intertwined with AI in some way, shape, or form. And so, I'm releasing a new business this summer. It's an AI tool, and I knew what I wanted the product to be, but I didn't know technologically how it was possible. Well, after hours of talking back and forth with AI, I really was able to conceptualize it and get it to a place where I can work with an engineer to build it out. So outsourcing deep thinking to AI. And then the fourth one is actually different than AI agents, but it sounds similar. It's AI automation. So if you think about automation, it's essentially just a list of actions that happen. This happens, then that happens. That happens, then this happens. And so we're basically taking that framework, but we're infusing AI into it and using logic. So let's just say you run a business, for example, and a lead signs up on your website. Okay, great. Well, what you can do is you can take that, maybe before what would happen is with your automation, lead comes in, sends a Slack message to the sales rep, lets you know what time the call is, and that's it. Now, what it could do is it could take the information from the lead, it could send it to ChatGPT, it could be trained on, what your product and service does. It could send a custom message to the lead, say, hey, we're so excited to speak with you. Here's 3 quick ways that our tool integrates with yours and why it's going to work so well. And that's just one example. It could also go do a deep research report and send it to the sales rep before the sales call. That's another way. If you're an employee and you get Slack messages about what you need to do next, or, you get an updated task list each day or week, it can be fed to an AI, and it can learn about your workflows, and it can start the process. So just for example, maybe you get a task that, hey, we need to research this, and then we need to come up with a comprehensive go-to-market strategy for how we're going to attack this market. Okay, perfect. So that automation is put into the tool that your tasks are in. It's sent to ChatGPT, for example. It starts the deep research. It starts to hypothesize and theorize about how we can attack this because you've already worked with training it into how you work. And you have a massive head start. It's not going to do everything A to Z, but it might get you to, M. That's roughly the middle of the alphabet, I think. And so, you just got to get creative. Like, these tools are unbelievably exponential in the way that you can use them. And I just don't feel like people are leveraging them enough. And so this video, the point of it is to just, hey, here's a couple very easy ways that you can use AI this second, starting the second this video ends. And I think that if you were to implement all of these, if not one or two of these, your life is going to improve. Like I said, you're going to get more done in less time. You're going to be more productive. You're probably going to make more money. You're going to have more time to do things that you really enjoy. And there's just no scenario where implementing this into your life doesn't improve your life exponentially. And I think AI is the most revolutionary technology in the history of the world combined. I think we're living through the most insane revolution right now that we've lived in the history of the world combined. And my goal is to just, I'm calling it AI for dummies in a way, even though you guys aren't dummies. It's really just, if you want to use AI better, I'm going to try to deliver a ton of value about how to use it in very practical, logical ways like this. So I dropped my email list below. If you want to sign up, feel free. And we also talk a lot about marketing, business, entrepreneurship, and really just like being your best self. Because I think that if you want to build a good business or you want to become an incredible employee or just have a great life, you need to be the best version of yourself. And we do that through neuroscience, through health, etc. So anyways, hope this video was helpful. Let me know what you're using AI for or what you think you should be using it for. And also let me know if you have any questions.